Welcome to ReCreate with Canva, where we find a beautiful design online and recreate it within Canva to extend the capabilities of the platform. Today we found a beautiful design on Pinterest, which showcased a lovely color palette by showing it through an iPhone, having it extend the entire way. A beautiful way to do it, which I think gives us a lot of cool ideas for other ways to utilize the format. So let's go ahead and recreate it. So fortunately, what's going to be great about recreating this is Canva has a very useful frame in the Canva context being objects that can contain and crop photos, and it has an iPhone frame for us to use. So that's going to save a lot of time. Otherwise, we would need to find a PNG or transparent image of just the frame that we could then put the image on the inside and out of. A different way to approach, but fortunately, since it's a simple way, we're going to stick with that. So specifically what I mean is within the frames, you'll see here we have the phone version. So our job is going to be quite simple, fortunately. Now the trick I think here is going to be using a download PNG and upload PNG trick that we've discussed before, so that we can kind of set the size and then creating it so it's the same within the frame and then outside the frame. So first let's get a palette, and as opposed to using this exact palette, let's grab a different one. And what I'd like to go to is one of our favorite sites for creating color palettes with coolors, specifically misspelt colors, of COOLORS.co. And as opposed to generate, which is always a lot of fun, no need for a tutorial, so you just keep hitting space and find a lovely color palette. Actually, yeah, I was going to go to Explore, but tell you what, let's keep rolling dice till we find something we like. Let's go... yeah, let's go with this one here. So we're going to grab these 5 colors. We'll do 5 colors as opposed to what they had. We're going to create squares on the background, download that image, re-upload it, and then we'll use that to fill the frame and then line it up with the background. So first thing to do is to create some squares that can contain those colors we just picked. This would be fun to do with a brand if you're branding for a client or you're branding for yourself, kind of like an announcement of here is our new color. So there's that first color. Now I click on it and I hold Control Alt and Shift as I move down, and it kind of creates a quick copy. Otherwise you can Control V, another quick way to create a copy. Let's go back over to coolors. Let's grab this hex code, come back over here. What's nice too is if you just put that hex code right in, it will pick it up right at the top, and that does save you a little bit of time. So we'll quickly just grab these colors, grab this next box, hit the color in the action bar, put it right into the search, shows up there for us. Create a new box, grab this color from coolors, and let's grab our final one. 4, 5, and there's our last one. So we got our colors. Now we're going to want these to be all evenly spaced. Of course, not quite necessary. I think in the design example it actually had a bit of distance. Let's actually do that because it's kind of nice when it's not exactly the same. It looks fairly similar inside of the phone itself, but outside it seems to extend on the last 2. So let's even do that further restriction. So the size of all the squares in the shape is going to be the same, but on the outside it's going to be a little bit extended. So for that, let's bring in our phone for reference. Let's just reduce the transparency for now. And we're going to want to adjust it so that the 4 squares, so that all of them will kind of have the same amount of space. So I'm first spacing it to live within the phone, where that's going to be. And that looks good. And now all I have to do is extend the top and the bottom so that outside the phone, only the top and bottom colors look different. So you can see the quick way we did that is we brought in the phone and we just took our 5 bars exactly and scaled it. And then we just took the top and the bottom and extended it. So let's take this. Go one by one here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking great. So per our trick, what we're going to do is take these and download this as a PNG that we can then load into this frame and adjust so that everything matches up. So we're going to go for download, and we're only going to download the second one, page 2. Download as a PNG, PNG being the greater high quality version. So that looks nice. Now, quick trick, if you're inside of Chrome, if you download something, it's going to show up in this like recently downloaded bar. You can grab this and place it right in, and that will upload. So you don't have to go to upload, click the upload button and find it. You don't have to find it in your browser and then drag it in. Instead, you can actually drag it right from this recently downloaded bar on Chrome and bring it right in. So if you're using Chrome, just a really simple little trick. So now we're dealing with a PNG. So we had recreated it. We created the bars lined up with actual elements. We colored them based on a nice palette we found here. If you have a brand, you'd want to stick to your brand colors if this is maybe an announcement one. But now we have this PNG. What this PNG is going to let us do now, if we grab our phone, let's copy that and let's paste it on top. And now let's drag this inside. So close. Now we're going to have to adjust it so that it matches up with these. So this is going to be a little bit of playing around. Unfortunately, it goes a little bit transparent, so it's going to assist us with that. Actually, the way to probably trick it is if we just, since the other image takes up the space perfectly, if we have this one kind of match that outline, it looks like it would line up nicely for us. There we go. If I'm going to be particular, I think 1 pixel up is even better. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I did notice on the design itself there's a slight, if you look at the bottom of the phone itself, there's a slight little bit of a shadow. So if you've watched my videos, you know I'm partial to the shadow pack I have for free on the website. In this case, we'll use the circle one. If you would like these shadows for use in your own product, you can, at my website, Just Enough Design. It's a free download, super useful for cases just like this. Now Canva's trying to shove it into the frame, which we do not want. Let's reduce it down. Well, you know what? We're going to want this to be super subtle. This is a very, very subtle effect. And we'll click on the phone and we'll bring it in front of that. So we hit position and forward. So it just gives the slightest little bit of a shadow to the bottom of the phone to give it some visual weight. So that looks cool. And there we have it, a really cool way to show your brand. I think one of the other ways you can do, what you could do with this is if you added an additional box to cover up the background where you could have the phone focusing in. This is kind of recent. We did something recently, a Polaroid trick, which if you check my other video, so you use this frame as a focal point or as if it's the one true color version of it. If we go elements, we got a square. Let's say if you make this, let's try dark first to show what that would look like. Right, and then let's go backwards and backwards one more time. It's as if the phone is a special frame into what is in the background, and either as enlightening it as we're seeing here, or if you made this white, it would be as if it's faded in the background, but inside of the frame in particular, it's like super sharp. So it's kind of a fun, interesting effect to do as well. But to stick to our ReCreate, that's how that would look. So too, what you could probably do with this, if we extend it one bit more, let's get rid of this. Let's actually try it with a photo and see what that effect looks like. So I'm copying. What's really useful when you create a new page is that when you paste, it will paste in the same view. I'd hit some sort of button that reset it. Sorry for that. But when you paste it, it'll paste it exactly in the same space from board to board, which is super useful. So let's try it with a photo. Let's see the type of photos we have here. Something we kind of extend. Coffee mug here seems okay. Let's give that a shot. So we're going to be trying to drag it into two places. Yeah, see already that's kind of interesting because it's as if it's refocused and put it into two spots. And this feels like this would really be beneficial for just reducing the transparency. So it kind of creates that interesting repeating version of it, where the circle of the coffee mug specifically kind of looks like it's cascading in, but the inside of the photo is super clear. You could also do much like our Polaroid version, if you adjust it, you could blur the background as well. Right, so as if it's almost like the phone is in a real space taking a photo of it, producing a clear result. But again, let's stick more to the true version of it. Let's see if we can extend this out and then line it up roughly. When you have two transparent images on this, like the more aligned you get it, the more in focus it'll appear. When there's multiple images of the same thing on top of one another, if one's transparent, it'll make it look like it's blurry, so it gives you kind of opportunity to readjust it here. So that makes it feel okay. And there we have it. So the phone's kind of added in. Now because it's black, it's not standing out maybe as much as I'd like, but it still ends up being a cool effect. You can see how you could use the same thing to produce multiple different results, have a lot of fun between the same photo, once in the background and once inside the frame as well. Yeah, so a fairly simple one, but a beautiful one nonetheless, especially if you're announcing a new branding or a new logo or anything else like that. A photo, kind of a fun little trick to play with, especially with the device like an iPhone. So give it a shot, see what else you can come up with, and cheers to your great looking design.